What would you do without GPS? You might not realize it, but almost every aspect of our lives now depends on it. Factfinder investigator Brendan Keefe discovered the United States has no backup for its vulnerable GPS system.
There's a looming threat on the horizon.
The impact would be enormous. A very devastating, cascading series of events.
Airplanes would be grounded.
But eventually, the power grid would stop operating.
First responders would have a hard time getting to emergencies, finding your house.
It is a $1 trillion risk that our economy is facing.
Our economy comes to a halt within a month.
Because we couldn't move data, we couldn't move people, and we couldn't move goods.
Is the government doing enough to address this?
No.
They're talking about GPS, the United States Global Positioning System.
The vulnerability of GPS, both jamming and spoofing, is a real considerable threat to the country and needs to be taken seriously.
Admiral Thad Allen chairs the nation's advisory board on position, navigation, and timing.
Our entire economy could sink if the civilian signal is compromised.
More than 24 top experts sounding the alarm about threats to the system.
Until something happens, people aren't aware that there's a vulnerability.
Well, as what usually happens, you deal with the wolf that's closest to the door.
Where in the world are we? GPS brings us down to earth with precise location. But position and navigation are only half the story. The better question is, when in the world are we? GPS is the nation's hyper-accurate clock, and without it, major systems would go out of sync or stop altogether. It's about time to realize it's about time.
A failure of that timing signal from GPS could cause cascading blackouts across the nation because the plants that power your home are synced to the same GPS signal that is used to time every single trade on Wall Street.
These 31 satellites, if something happens to them...
We're toast. We're toast.
Do we have a backup system for this currently in the United States?
Not a single backup.
Brad Parkinson should know. He invented GPS half a century ago for the military.
And the average citizen doesn't ever see it. They don't even know it's there. They don't realize the harm that would be done if it suddenly weren't.
The GPS signal is so faint, experts say it's easy to jam or overpower with fake coordinates.
Over 1 month, there were 41,000 Boeing, Airbus, and other aircraft that were affected by GPS spoofing.
All of a sudden, an airplane doesn't know where it is. That's a problem.
We've had cases in the maritime where the actual position of a ship is shown to be inland.
Shown to be inland?
Yes.
Russia and China both have extensive backup systems, while we have none under U.S. control.
Our adversaries know we are at risk.
Phone companies propose using cell towers as a GPS backup, one of many land-based solutions.
The broadcasters have a solution to this?
Yes, we have. The solution is something that we call BPS, and that is for Broadcast Positioning System.
The National Association of Broadcasters invented a GPS backup.
The exact same timing signal that is transmitted via a GPS satellite, except we're doing it from a television tower.
The urgency is now.
It's all about timing and a signal as invisible as the threat just over the horizon.
And if you have a story we want to hear from you, you can call us or email our investigators at the address you see on your screen. We'll look into any of your issues for the next Factfinder Investigates.